your business, please don't get involved. I got money on my mind, tryna let it go. I just splashed on my cash like I got loads. I'ma bounce right back, ain't a lot, bro. If it ain't your business, please don't get involved.
I have another NBA topic to talk about here. It looks like the finalists for the Naismith finalists for the NBA Hall of Fame. I want to get your take on it, Isaiah, and I want to definitely get Najee's take on it. It looks like the list includes Carmelo Anthony. It includes Billy Donovan, who was a head coach, and I remember Billy Donovan. He was back in the day. Mark Few was a head coach. Dwight Howard, Marcus Johnson, and Buck Williams. So let's talk a little bit about the basketball players to start this thing. Carmelo Anthony, you think he's definitely going to go into the Hall of Fame on this first run?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You know,
he had a very good career.
Oh, he had a great career, man. You know, he was that, you know, one of the high faces of the basketball, man. I mean, it was
he was a face of basketball.
Part of the big 3 or 4 at the time that was, you know, one of the elite players in basketball, man. And look at how
scoring machine.
Yeah, you just look at how
machine.
He just got sidetracked with a little personal issue with his wife and all that stuff, kind of beaten down a little bit. But other than that, man, he was always a producer, man. Every team that he went to, he got his numbers. You know, he got his numbers, and he stayed in the league.
Definitely, he got the numbers. That's for sure. The numbers are there, man. For sure.
I think they need to put him in there because he's worthy of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he played for Denver. I mean, that was his longest tenure, I think. And then the New York Knicks, and looks as though here, Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets. He only played for Houston.
That was
like
8 games.
1 year, you know. And
that was like 8 games.
8
they got rid of him real quick.
Right. So Portland Trail Blazers
for the Trailblazers and the Lakers. Yeah.
So, I mean, I totally agree with you guys. I think Carmelo Anthony, he's actually, you know, he was the type of player that he represented the game very well on and off the court. You didn't hear that nonsense and that craziness going on with Carmelo, other than, like Isaiah said, about maybe, you know, he was having some, you know, maybe marital problems, if that was the case, but everything else seems...
He did have some fights now. He did have some fights.
Really?
He did, yeah. When he had that brawl with the Knicks, when he was still with the Nuggets, when he did that sucker punt, yeah, they got in trouble for that. And then, of course, you said the thing with his wife. That wasn't solely his fault because he was going through something, but then KG, which is that type of player, he know your weakness, he'll say something. I'm not going to recite what he said to Carmelo, but yeah, he deserved every bit of it.
Yeah. So I remember when Carmelo Anthony was at Syracuse, you know, and he was a hell of a player at
that one season.
Yeah, he was a hell of a player at Syracuse University, and he's definitely very, very well known and well respected. And I think that he's definitely a good candidate to go into the Hall of Fame. So let's go to the next player, Dwight Howard. Tell me a little bit about what you think about Dwight Howard.
Well, you talking about the NBA champion 2020 with the Lakers?
Yeah. As far as...
he's going to get it.
He's going to get it?
He's going to get it. Yeah, he's going to get it. He got that. He got Defensive Player of the Year a few times. He got the lead in blocks. He's at least top 2 best Magic ever.
Yeah.
Shaq is gonna be 1, and then he's gonna be 2.
He was on Olympic team too.
Olympic.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He was on the Redeem team. Yeah, you're right. 2008. As a matter of fact, that's what the jersey is. Redeem team, baby.
Redeem team, baby. Exactly. Yeah. And when he was at the height of his career, man, he was one of the most dominating centers,
forceful
centers in the middle. He didn't play around, bro. He brought the real smoke for serious on a serious note. And then at the very tail end of it, you know, as we know, as humans, we all tend to lose a step here and there. But he's currently playing ball in Taiwan right now.
Yeah,
for a Taiwanese basketball team. And I know he's having the time of his life over there, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to say nothing no further. Shall I say more?
Don't say, bro, because you don't get me in the net.
Now there you go. There you go. See what I have to deal with on a daily basis. That's what I have to deal with.
You try to say he getting ready to hit them Taiwanese, man. That's what you said, them women, but he dude now.
I didn't say anything. You putting words in my mouth.
I ain't said it either.
I didn't say nothing. The man was having the time of his life. What about that? How about that?
Man, before I pull around and get either.
So Marcus Johnson, does anybody, Marcus Johnson as a player, you think he's worthy of going into the Hall of Fame? I think Marcus Johnson played well before Najee was
I can't remember him.
I wasn't in that era.
Noisy, man. Marcus Johnson.
Nah, not at all.
I don't remember him making a whole lot of noise where it'll carry on for a decade and you will just see him walking down the street and say, oh man, that's Marcus, that type of stuff. Man, if you look at his stats, he might have been a quiet type of guy who got the numbers quietly, but I don't remember him just showing out where you going to make sure you don't take off work to go to that game. That ain't the
he wasn't a standout player.
And during his time, it looks as though he played really back in the late 70s. He played 1977 to 1990. So he was a very good player at the time. He's from L.A., by the way, from Crenshaw. I think he went to Crenshaw High School, and it looks like he scored 13,892 points career-wise in the NBA as a small forward. So that's pretty impressive.
That's not that much. That's 1,000 a year.
Well, for that time, though, if you think about his time,
during his too, they didn't have as many games either back then.
Exactly. They didn't have that many games as they do today, if you think about it. So, with that said,
his competition wasn't that good either because they had a corner of Caucasians at that time. They had more Caucasians on the basketball field than brothers. He can go there and do what he want back then.
That's right.
I mean, between those years that you're giving me, that's late Wilt, Kareem, Magic, Jordan. That's that area you're talking about between 77 and 90. Those 13 years. Bird.
They was just getting there though.
Bad Boy Pistons. Yeah.
Yeah, but they was all just getting there in those times.
So it looks like from 1977 to 1984, he played for the Milwaukee Bucks. And from 1984 to 1987, he played for the Los Angeles Clippers. And 1989, he played for the Golden State Warriors. And the Warriors were in a tank then. They weren't even
close. They were horrible at the time.
Exactly. Yeah, so... that's the list of people that so far we're looking at. And it looks like on this list is Mickey Arison, who is the owner of the Miami Heat, for contributor on the committee finalists for the Hall of Fame. So Mickey Arison deserves it. I mean,
yes, they can't
class
deny
personified. Class personified. The man runs a great organization. He runs a great company, or at least he used to have Carnival Cruise. I think he sold it or something, if I'm not 100%.
They still own all that stuff, but
he still owns most of it?
Yeah. And what I want to say about it, man, he was a guy who got this organization in the comparison with the biggies, man, like the Boston Celtics and the
historically, right? Historically.
Man. And Miami was a young team comparison to all of these teams, man. His father is the one bought the and Mickey Arison. But you think about teams that was already 50 years old when his father bought them, man, and he brought a basketball team to Miami. So for him to be able to compete, how many teams that's never won a championship?
Oh, I know. It's quite a few of them.
You've reached the end of another episode of the DC Stewart Sports Talk podcast. Be sure to connect with us at Facebook and Twitter.com. Your voice is important, so head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Catch our next episode.